Hey guys, so we're going to practice our process tables just real quick. X is another word for input, which is the same thing as calling it your domain. And Y is another word for output, which is the same thing as calling it the range. So here we go. We have, we're going to create a table. And these are a little different than what you're used to because the middle is what we call our process. So this is our process piece. So for example, in this one, we're going to say we want y equals the absolute value of x plus 2. And then we got to figure out what our output's going to be. So I'm going to use x's that are -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So that's a rule of thumb. Anytime a problem doesn't give you which inputs to use, you want to use those 5. Always do 5 inputs so that you can have 5 corresponding outputs. At least do 5. Okay, so here we're going to take this -2, we're going to sub it in for x. So I have the absolute value of -2 plus 2. The absolute value of -2 means the distance from 0. So -2's distance from 0 is 2, and 2 plus 2 gives me 4. So this ordered pair is at -2, 4. We're going to graph it in a minute. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I want the absolute value of -1 plus 2. So we're going to calculate the absolute value of -1 first. -1's distance from 0 is 1, and 1 plus 2 gives me 3. So this ordered pair is at -1, 3. And then I have the absolute value of 0 plus 2. The absolute value of 0 is 0, and 0 plus 2 is 2. So this ordered pair is at 0, 2. I want the absolute value of 1 plus 2. So that's just 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. This ordered pair is at 1, 3. And then I have the absolute value of 2 plus 2. The absolute value of 2 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So this ordered pair is at 2, 4. Now I have my ordered pairs that I can use to graph. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to graph. I have to create my x-axis. And I have to create my y-axis. Be sure to label, and then I'm going to graph -2, 4. -1, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, 1, 2, 3. 0, 2, 0, 1, 2. 1, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, and 2, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then be sure to connect your dots, and be sure to put arrows at the end because this graph continues. Okay, so that's how you want to do your process tables. Be sure you do all of your work here in the middle. All right, I'm going to do one more. So this time, let's say that I am giving you a domain of -4, -3, -2, -1, and 0. So I'm going to create my process table. And I want f of x equals x plus 2 quantity squared. We have to figure out the y's. Remember that we said domain is the same thing as x. So when they say that they want you to use this domain, and those are the variables that we're going to use as inputs. So my first input is going to be -4. F of x is the same thing as saying y. It's just a fancy way. So we can just ignore that. So we have -4 plus 2 squared. So we're going to do this piece first. -4 plus 2 is -2. And I want to square that. -2 to the second power is +4. So this ordered pair is at -4, 4. The next domain that they tell us to use is -3. So I have -3. -3 plus 2 quantity squared. -3 plus 2 is -1, and I want to square that. That means -1 times -1, which gives me a +1. So this ordered pair is at -3, 1. Next, I'm going to sub in a -2. So I have negative 2 plus 2 quantity squared. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 0 squared is 0. So this ordered pair is at negative 2 comma 0. Then I have negative 1. So I have negative 1 plus 2. Quantity squared, negative 1 plus 2 is 1, and 1 squared is 1. So this ordered pair is at negative 1 comma 1. And my last input is 0. So I have 0 plus 2 squared. 0 plus 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. So this ordered pair is at 0 comma 4. Now I'm going to take my second graph and I'm going to graph it. So I have my x-axis. Be sure you put arrows at the end. I have my y-axis. Be sure you put arrows at the end. My first order pair is at negative 4, 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 3, 1, negative 1, negative 2. Oops, I messed up. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 1. Negative 2, 0, negative 1, 1, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Be sure to connect your dots and be sure to put arrows at the end. Your notes should look like this. So you should have 2 tables with your graphs. And those are the notes for today.